What is up, everybody? Renfail here. Hopefully, you are doing well. And in today's episode of How to Make a Living as a Content Creator and a Streamer, we're going to be talking about mental fortitude. This episode will dive a little bit into the mental health aspect of streaming and doing content creation for a living. I am not a mental health professional, so let's put that disclaimer at the very beginning of this video because the advice that I'm going to give you on how to deal with trolls and how to have the mental fortitude to do this is not a substitute for professional help if you are someone who is struggling with mental health issues. The reality of this job is that it is a public facing job, and you are going to face constant ridicule. You're going to face constant criticism. You're going to face constant hatred. You're going to come across racism. You're going to come across bigotry. You're going to come across misogyny every single day when you publish a video. Every single video you publish, every single stream that you do, you're going to have trolls. You're going to have haters. You're going to have people who are attempting to tear you down because they don't want to see you succeed. You're going to find jealous people and people who are just genuinely angry because they hate their lives and they're lashing out in any way, shape, or form that they can against everything and everyone that they see who is having a good time and being happy. And that is something where you are going to face this every single day that you do this for a living. And it is a constant hammer against the shield that is your mental health. And if you are someone who struggles with mental health, you should definitely seek a medical professional for any of those issues. But I can talk to you about mental fortitude and my perspective on things and how to, or how I deal with things, and sort of hopefully give you some advice on how you can also deal with things. So when you are a public figure, whether it's an actor or a musician or, yes, a streamer, you are putting yourself out there in the public eye as an entertainer. And as an entertainer, you are going to face the public. Now, the big thing with the internet is that internet keyboard warriors are some of the nastiest, scummiest people you're going to come across ever, because they hide behind anonymity. There are no repercussions for an internet warrior typing nasty things into a chat box and hitting the enter button. Zero repercussions whatsoever. And so a lot of really angry people have developed this habit of spreading hatred online. And there's that phrase, I think it's in one of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies about, some people just want to watch the world burn. And that's really what it comes down to is some people are genuinely so angry and upset about their lot in life that they don't want anyone else to be happy. And so they will attempt to just tear down anyone else they see as having fun. And when you do this for a living, there's a variety of things that you're going to come across. And you just have to be prepared and ready for that. So, the tools that you have at your disposal are quite nice, whether you're using Twitch or YouTube for streaming, and specifically with YouTube for videos that you upload. One of the things that YouTube offers and Twitch offers is automatic chat moderation, where their chat tools will automatically moderate words and phrases that come through. And some of the nastiest things are already going to be in there. But there are a bunch of other phrases and things that these individuals will come up with that become offensive words and that get weaponized, and you can put those words into the moderation tools so that YouTube and Twitch automatically catch any of those words or things that have those words in them, and it will automatically pull those from view and moderate those and put those. It just depends on, Twitch, when you're going live, it'll hold the comment and you or your moderator team can look at that and decide what to do with it, or what to decide what to do with that person. And in YouTube, all of those held comments go into a specific, like, garbage can, and then you can go through the garbage can and sort through those and decide if any of those accidentally got caught, um, or not. So a good example of this is, there are words that people have tried to weaponize in recent years. Things like homo, as an example. People have tried to weaponize the word homo. People have tried to weaponize the word woke. People have tried to weaponize the word DEI. People have tried to weaponize words that in a normal conversation wouldn't be offensive. I just woke up from a nap. That's an innocent phrase. This game is hot woke garbage. Not the same thing. That is a weaponized form of hatred. And so when you're setting up your moderation tools and the moderation words, um, sometimes the best option, at least that I have found for your sanity, is to be overly protective of things because at the end of the day, this is your place. As a as an entity on Twitch and YouTube, both of these platforms have moderation tools and they abide by the free speech policies of the United States where those companies are founded. And a lot of people think free speech means that they can just say whatever they want, and that's not true. There is a private enterprise aspect of this, and when you are operating on Twitch and YouTube, it's your private enterprise. And if you've ever seen, I don't know that they do this too much anyway, but when I was growing up, there used to be signs in certain establishments where it would say no shirt, no shoes, no service, meaning that if you came into that establishment, if you weren't wearing a shirt and if you didn't have any shoes on, they wouldn't provide service to you. And that's the prerogative of the private business. And you are operating a private business. So you get to determine the rules of your space when you are streaming. This also applies to Discord, by the way. If you want to apply to become an official Discord channel with Discord, you are obligated to have a privacy policy and a moderation policy in place to moderate these types of um, speech patterns and activities. You are expected to moderate hatred and to keep your space safe and clean and respectful for everyone of all people. So, what are the first things I will say for anybody who's starting to do this, whether you're just getting going or you're trying to build up, is definitely go into your moderation tools on YouTube and Twitch and set any of the words that you think are offensive that you're trying to head off at the pass. Um, you'll learn over time. People will continue to use different phrases. You'll start to, sometimes it'll take a while for you to start seeing problem phrases crop up. Um, and as soon as you see anything being weaponized, nip that shit in the bud, because the last thing you want to do is allow that stuff to take root and fester. Something that I've been talking about for years, and any of the long-term community members here can tell you, is that I have worked very hard over the past 3.5 years of doing this full time to cultivate a community of like-minded individuals who come here because this is a safe space to play games together. We don't allow any sort of misogyny, bigotry, transphobia, homophobia. We focus on games here. We don't allow religion. We don't allow politics. It's all about playing games in this space. And I don't care where you're from. I don't care who you worship. I don't care what sex you are. I don't care what your creed is. I don't care about what your pronouns are. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is, are we having fun playing games together? And so anytime we get somebody coming into the chat who wants to cry about, oh, this game is woke DEI garbage and this is they're just forced diversity, blah blah blah. Those people, immediately I take all those words and I put those into the moderation tools. Now people will find creative ways around that, but it is what it is. Now, you're still going to have to deal with people being assholes. One of my favorite examples of this happening was, it's been a while ago now, probably it's been almost 3 years ago. It was probably 6 months into me doing this full time. I did not have any professional moderation tools installed on my Discord channel. And we had some people who were being trolls in the YouTube chat. We had moderated those people and we had banned those people, and they got mad and they went to Discord. And at the time, my Discord did not have any moderation tools on it. I've since, we went out and got the MAE6 mod tool. I didn't think about this back then. And this is one of those things that I can relay to you as an example of the nasty things people will do when you make them mad. So we had some people being disruptive. We banned them. They got mad that they got banned in chat. They went to my Discord and they started spamming um, gay corn images to every channel. And I was doing a live stream when it happened, and all of a sudden my Discord starts going off, and people are in my chat going, "You need to check the Discord. You need to check the Discord." And I had to quickly go into Discord and find these like three individuals and ban them from the Discord, and they came back again a few hours later with new accounts. They came back again a few hours later with new accounts, and they proceeded over the next few days to continue to attack the Discord channel with new accounts multiple times until I went out and bought a mod bot, installed the mod bot, and then that calmed everything down. And we put a bunch of policies in place, like you can't post things until you've been in the channel for a while. And the next level of that was we were playing World of Warcraft, I think, and we were hosting a raid, and we were using a group chat Discord in my Discord channel. And this is after the first attack, but before I had installed the moderation tools. And our normal crew were there, 20 people in chat. I'm live streaming. Somebody comes in the voice chat and starts yelling the N word over and over and over. And they got it off about 5 times before I was able to mute them and boot them and ban them from the Discord channel. People will do things like this to try to fuck with you, to try to get you in trouble, right? It's going to happen, right? You have to know in advance this will happen. You will not be the magical unicorn that's going to be immune from these type of activities. If you want to be in this space doing this for a living, you will be facing these types of childish individuals on a daily basis, and you will have to deal with them. So you definitely need to have words set up and your moderation tools set up on YouTube and Twitch. You need to have, if you are using a Discord server, you need to have a moderation chat bot on your Discord server. You also need to take the time to set up all of the different permissions on your Discord server so that people who just joined the server don't have access to the voice chat, don't have access to post links, they can't use the @everyone tag. Like, you really have to lock that down. The way we do it these days with Discord is like you have to level up in my Discord before you're allowed to post photos, as an example. And so people have to spend a significant amount of time, we're talking weeks, to level up to be able to earn the right to post photos. And that's just a policy that I've had to have in place because of trolls. Now, the mental side of this is if you're not prepared for that mentally, that can cause some people to be like, I don't want to do this. No, I can't. I don't want to do this. But you have to just realize that that's part of the gig. Part of the gig is if you're going to be a front-facing public persona on the internet, you're going to deal with that type of stuff. Now, I'm small fish, and I have to deal with that stuff on a regular basis. The bigger you get, the more shit you have to deal with, which is why bigger streamers have moderation teams who keep an eye out for those things all the time around the clock. They keep an eye on the Discord servers, they keep an eye on the Twitch chat. Because, for me, I've been very open about this. Like, when we are between 150 and 300 people in chat when we're live streaming, I can manage that. Like, we'll get, every time we have that many people, there's always going to be in like a 4-hour stream session, there'll be 2 or 3 people we have to ban every time. Every single time we'll get 2 or 3 people who we have to ban for various reasons. Um, Once we get beyond 350, 400 people in chat is when I can't keep up anymore and I lose stuff and it slips through the cracks. Um, and when you're talking big streamers who have 1,000 plus, once you hit, I would argue 500 plus people in chat, you really need to have somebody who's, 1 or 2 people who are moderating the chat full time when you're live, just to keep that kind of stuff from happening because people are going to be stupid. They're also going to try to find creative ways to type words out to try to get around the filter ban. And it's going to be a constant thing. The other one is going to be people, and you should also make sure that you set up all your tools like this out of the gate, is do not allow people to post links to their stuff ever. Never, ever, ever. The first and most innocent of these is people who just want to spam their portfolios. I'm a musician. I'm a I'm a thumbnail guy. I'm a video editor, and I want you to, use my services. And here are my services to your community. Lock that shit down. Don't let people use you to promote their stuff. They can go start their own Discord channels, their own YouTube channels, their own social media accounts. Lock that shit down. Second of all, and this is when you get into the more nefarious side of things, is when people will post links that go to bad places, and people who would try to post links that will get people's accounts hacked and things. So never, ever, ever allow people to post links. Not on your live streams, not on your videos on YouTube. Lock that shit down. Go into your YouTube settings. Disable links. Do not let people post links ever. Go into your Discord server. Do not let people post links on your Discord server. Um, don't trust anybody. Do not let people post links. End of story. That's a big one. And um, another one I can say is that you'll notice that a lot of big streamers get in trouble with instant messages, direct messages, right? Um, I just have a general rule of I don't answer messages about 99% of the time. There are a handful of messages that I will answer, and I'll tell you the exception to the rule. But 99% of the time, and I probably get on a given day, it's like 50 to 100 messages in my social media stuff. Email's worse. I get like 150 plus a day in my email. But on social media alone and Discord, I get, 50 to 100 a day ish. It just depends on the day. The vast majority of those things like, hey, love your stuff, would love to chat, delete. Hey, honey, delete. Hi, sweetie, delete. There are so many catfishing attempts, it's pathetic. And a lot of those are just AI bots trying to sucker you in to click a link or something. Um, but the exception to that is I will because I'll go through them. You got to go through them. It's like junk mail. You got to go through your junk mail and make sure that you're not missing an email from a company who's wanting to reach out to you. Um, when you're going through, you're going to get a lot of just trash, but you'll see the occasional like, hey, really got inspired by your stuff. I was wondering if you had any pointers for me. Those ones, it's really easy. I've got a YouTube series that you can check out. Love to see you there. I'll respond to those. Everything else gets deleted. I don't bother to reply to anybody. Like 99.9% of instant or direct messages, I delete. I don't answer them because that can get you in trouble long term. And this stems from something I learned from um, J. Michael Stradinsky years ago in my previous career when I was writing full time, which is never, ever, 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 never, ever look at someone else's stuff because that gets you into a legal issue where you could whether you are consciously doing it or not, you could look at somebody's outline for something and it could germinate an idea in your head and you forget about it and 3 years later you're coming up with an idea and it's like it's inspired by and it's similar to, and then suddenly you're 5 years down the road trying to sell this screenplay and you've got somebody coming after you with a lawsuit saying, hey, I sent this guy this outline and he read it and now he's making a movie that's just like this script I wrote 5 years ago. Don't ever read anybody's stuff ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. Don't look at that stuff. So that was a lesson I learned a long time ago from him, and I've held true to that over the years, which is why you'll never see me getting into any sort of problems with people saying he sent him inappropriate direct messages. Bitch, please. Nice try. Um, Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. The trolling and the constant phishing and people trying to get things out of you, you just have to learn to basically block that out. And this is the mental fortitude section, because it is every single day. And the bigger you get, the more trolls come after you. And certain games are going to be more troll attractive than others, specifically when you're playing things that are perceived to be woke by the internet club of angry white incels. Um, if they have deemed a game to be woke or forced DEI or something of that nature, they will rally around it. And some of these content creators and streamers have millions of followers, and their followers will go out there in force and attack people who are having fun playing games, streaming games, making content around games that they deem to be woke garbage. And they will attack you for liking said woke garbage, and they will show up in droves. Anyone who has been on my streams has seen we've had days when we've been in like a 3 hour session and we've had 15, 20 different trolls showing up, and we've had to ban them. There have been days when I've woken up and I've had to ban 50 different people on YouTube before I've even finished my first cup of coffee because they were on my channel posting absolute racist garbage. Um, that is a part of the job, and you have to wade through a lot of shit, and you have to be willing to just put a block on and just dive in and deal with it, because it's going to be a constant barrage. And the only thing you can really do is just every night when you go to bed, you just think about what an awesome job you have, and you recharge your batteries and you get ready to do it again for the next day. Now, here's the tip that I can give you. And if you'll notice, if you've been around for a long time, you'll notice that one thing I've been doing for years and I'm very good at is taking a trolley dipshit and being passive aggressive with them and making them angry until the point where they just start commenting over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and they can't go away. And we're not talking you're racist or you're bigots. We're talking just general trolls who are angry about things, and they'll post something like, "This game is hot garbage," and you're like, "What do you mean hot garbage? Please explain." And they'll come back and you'll say something condescending like, "Oh, sweetie, that's just because you don't know how to play video games," and then they get pissed and they come back. Now, the reason I do that is because it's great to take an angry person's anger and turn it back on them. Don't let it affect you. But the other thing, and this is the most important thing, free engagement is your most powerful weapon, because every single social media platform, every single, whether it's Twitch or YouTube or any of the social medias, the algorithms are based on engagement. Engagement is any sort of activity that's engaging with your content. It could be a click, it could be a comment, it could be a view, it could be a share. So by getting someone to click your video, to leave a comment, then come back to read a comment, leave another comment, come back and read a reply, leave another comment, come back and read a reply, leave another comment, you are getting free engagement. What does free engagement give you? It gives you an algorithm boost. It pushes your content higher in the algorithm. What does that get you? Well, when you're monetized, it gets you more money for ad revenue because more people are watching your videos. On the flip side of that, you also get followers. So a good example of this is, and I've been doing this for years, but I've had recently, because I started doing this in a more public fashion. Beforehand, we would clap back in our live streams and go back and forth on YouTube, and we would just do it. And we would talk about it on streams and we would share it on streams, but I never used to clip it out. I have since started to clip it out because I've seen a lot of other content creators doing that. And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. And doing things like using the name of a troll as a discount code to offer a discount on your merch is brilliant. But I have this one piece of content in particular. We hit our first ever. I'm going to see if I can. It's going to take a minute for that to focus. If I can get it up there. 1 million on Instagram. That's my first ever million view piece of content. 107,000 likes, 4,500 plus comments, 433 shares or reposts, and then 12,800 shares. And this one is on the troll who tried to call me a pathetic loser for playing video games all day. And I have since proceeded to clip out more and more of those, and a lot of those videos are getting 250 to 500,000 views. In the last 30 days alone, I have done 4 million views on TikTok and Instagram alone, and generated, I think we're up to around 30,000 new followers between all the platforms over the last like 30 days. And that is because I am taking the hatred and the anger of the trolls and I am weaponizing it against them. And we are taking those idiots and their commentary, and we're turning it around on them, and we're using that as free engagement to then push to our social media feeds and to generate followers and revenue. Um, the worst thing you can do is let the trolls win. And how does a troll win? Well, they win by making you afraid. They win when they beat you down and they get you to retreat. And you never, ever, ever want to retreat. So, again, you can use all these tools at your disposal. Block certain trigger words. You can also do one of my favorite tools is YouTube and Instagram both have this, which is the ability to hide someone so that and they don't know they've been hidden. So both YouTube and Instagram do this. They have a hide from channel button. And if you get someone who's being really obnoxious and really stupid, you could just hide them from the channel. They don't know that they've been hidden from the channel because they still see their comments showing up, but you've hidden their commentary from everybody else. So they're still continuing to be angry and post content, but they don't know that you've hidden that content from everybody else. We had a troll on Instagram who was pretty vicious the other day. Who YouTube or Instagram, excuse me, actually moderated him for me and told me that they moderated him for me. Because he was saying something along the lines of my content, something along the lines of my content. He wouldn't even watch my content for free, which is more money than my wife's hoo-ha makes, something along those lines. And the fact that he you know talked about my wife's hoo-ha, Instagram went, no, you can't do that. Um, and he came back on one post and had there's one video we were showing this in the live stream today. 51 comments on one video. He went back and forth. I got him back for 51 comments, and then he got moderated. and but it's like those types of people are going to exist where they have to be right, and if you just push them, if you just learn how to push them a little bit, you can monetize those guys. And if you go back far enough on my channel, what I used to do is every time a troll would make a video or make a comment, I would just put the reply cha-ching, because it's a coin. It's a penny for every engagement. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. That's how you have to view these interactions with trolls. It's engagement, it's money, it's revenue, it's followers, it's algorithm boost, it's engagement. It's just the level of what you're willing to put up with and what your mental fortitude can withstand is the important thing. As a general rule, I will let most things, um, like general things where people complaining about games, it's a big deal. But I immediately, and I do have a lot of words set up in my moderation tools to automatically block and like I said earlier, any form of racism, transphobia, homophobia, any of that stuff, any of those types of weaponized words that people try to use. Oh, that's gay. That's so, no, you're homo. Like those kind of things we automatically block. Um, Woke DEI garbage, that's automatically blocked. Um, those I don't want those people here. I don't want them in my community. I don't want my community to have to see those people. I don't want to see those people. They're a waste of space. They're not part of my personal beliefs. I don't want them here. And so we just make sure that those people are hidden. And if they do manage to sneak through the cracks with creative spelling, we ban them as soon as we find them. Because again, it's your private space and you get to set the limits and the boundaries of what your space is all about. Um, it's not easy. My wife was in here maybe a couple of weeks back, during one of the live streams, and she was talking about um, she said she was grateful that I have the mental fortitude to be able to deal with trolls this way because, you know, people unaliving themselves because of attacks on social media is a big deal. And there are people who, and that's why I said at the very beginning of this video, if you're having those sorts of mental struggles, you definitely need to seek a medical professional. But that's also something that you have to know before you start trying to do this for a living, is that you will be under constant assault. And the bigger you get, the worse it's going to get. As they say, more money, more problems. It's not even just about more money, more problems. It's just like the bigger you are, the bigger the target that's on your back, the more the more that people are going to come after you, because the bigger your content is, the bigger your streams get, the bigger your channel gets, the bigger of a target you are for all of these angry people out there in the world who want to bring you down to their level. Um, there are some people who say that it's not worth engaging with the trolls and that you should just ban them silently. I don't like to do that. I like to play with my food like a cat. If you've been here for a long time, we have the ban song. I don't think I have it set up here. Um, can I switch over? I don't know. This is going to be a blank screen, but I just wanted to share the band song really quick. It'll be loud, so just be aware. Strong hand, fist of iron, judgment falls. Hearts are dying, banhammer strikes, tears like rain, justice served, feel their pain. Like we have an actual song dedicated to our trolls when we get them in chat, and that's my way of dealing with people who get really stupid about things is we play with them and we make a joke about it and we have fun with it with our community. And at this point, um, it's kind of a running joke with during our live streams that when someone starts to get out of hand, someone will say something in chat like, "I smell the band music. I hear the band music coming." Like, some people choose to just quietly ban those people and don't give them any recognition whatsoever because they're like, that's what they're seeking is attention. And I am of the opinion that it's far more useful to me to make that into an entertainment moment for our community so that we could take the hatred of one individual and turn that into a moment of levity where we're all laughing at that loser in his basement trying to be a keyboard warrior, right? Or we take that hatred and we turn it into a really cool YouTube short, TikTok short, Instagram reel that goes out there and generates 1 million views and generates 30,000 followers. Um, how you deal with trolls is largely up to you, but it's just one of those things where you have to recognize coming into this that by putting yourself out there in the public eye, you are going to face criticism, hatred, racism, bigotry, all the nasty parts of humanity are going to be up close and in your face. People are going to be pissing in your Cheerios every single morning. You just got to be prepared so that you wake up every single day and know that, hey, someone out there is trying to steal my sunshine, and whether or not you let them is entirely up to you. So that's my TED talk on mental fortitude and just realizing that you're going to be dealing with this on a daily basis. These are just some of the things. I mean, the other things I've dealt with is like you'll get people who get really angry and they'll do things like they'll try to hack into your Instagram account and they'll or your TikTok, and they'll do things like try to reset the password. We've got two-factor on everything these days, but like it's so obvious when it starts to happen because you'll have a post that goes off and you get a bunch of angry people and then you piss someone off and you ban them, and then like 20 minutes later you'll get like 5 requests to reset your password, and it's like it's just some angry asshole being like, ah, yeah, 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 I'm gonna, yeah, 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 and that's literally, I just picture that in my head, is that yeah, yeah, and I just think to myself, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. It's free money, baby. It's free engagement. It's a valuable resource if you know how to maneuver around and within, how to leverage that. Um, I don't know. Hopefully, you find this useful. This series is ongoing. More episodes to come. If you have questions or things you would like to have me specifically answer that have not been answered in previous episodes, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to check out the playlist so you can check out previous episodes and find out more about how to do this for a living as a content creator and a streamer. Until next time, stay safe. Happy gaming, everybody.